Hi, I'm Rose, and this is Mama Rosie's Corner. I decided to start a YouTube channel at the request of several people who made it pretty clear that this is something I should share with everyone else. I recently lost 72 pounds with Weight Watchers and counting. I joined Weight Watchers last January. The fall before, I made the decision finally to start accepting the fact that my health had turned to crap and that I needed to do something about it. But I'm broke and, I'm not working for health reasons, and we'll get into all that. And so I finally decided it was time to make a conscious effort. It was the holiday season, and the holidays for me are a big deal. I'm Italian. I do a lot of big cooking. And so I decided I was going to still do all that, but I was going to pay attention to how much I was eating. When I went to the doctor that fall, I was 302 pounds. By the time I started Weight Watchers in January of 2016, sorry, I was down to 280 pounds. And that's where I started my journey with Weight Watchers. The problem that I first encountered and that has, been my nemesis this whole time is I don't have a lot of money. Weight Watchers cost me $45 a month. Now, it costs me that because I choose to go to the meetings. They're my survival. I don't think I would be getting through this journey without my Weight Watchers family. But $45 a month is a stretch, and I don't usually have a lot of money left over for things like groceries. We pay the bills. I own a home. But after the bills get paid, there's not a lot left over. So I had to learn through personal discipline and a lot of soul searching how to get through this without spending a lot of money. And that's the primary reason I'm here, and I'm here sharing my story because so many of us struggle with a weight problem. So many of us deal with things that get in the way, like depression and physical ailments. And you feel defeated before you even start. And I knew that this was a giant cup of reality that I had to deal with, but it was my health. I was pre-diabetic. I have high blood pressure. My legs weren't working right anymore. I have fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is the curse of my life. I'm sure I will talk a great deal about that in the future. I also have osteoarthritis and, all of these things that I felt made it impossible for me to do things like get up and move. I lost my job in 2005, and at that time I was having a great deal of health issues. That's when I first found out about my fibro, etc. And so when I realized all of this at the end of 2015, it was very much a reality check. I had let myself go for a long time. I had been out of work for 10 years. I had been spending most of my days in bed. I got up to go to the bathroom. I got up to clean house a little bit. I didn't socialize very much, and when I did, it was people coming here. It was very rare that I left my home. I don't want to, classify myself as a recluse because that would be stretching it. But I really did cut off a great deal of my life. And I had to figure out how to start over. And that was hard. It came with many reality checks. But the biggest was money. And so I started going to my Weight Watchers meetings, and the first thing I took note of is that everybody talked a great deal about clean eating and, fresh vegetables and, buying grass-fed meat and things like this. There are people in my group that are gluten-free. There are people in my group that have high blood pressure like me, and they're watching salt. And many of these people are in a financial position to get a gym membership, to, buy that fresh, that fresh produce every day, every week. I'm not in that position. So I had to learn through portion control, which wasn't easy. I'm an Italian girl from New York. I love to cook. I love to eat. Food is my nemesis. It's not junk food. I can skip on that all day. Candy doesn't bother me. Giving up chocolate, that was pretty easy. But put a bowl of pasta in front of me, and I'm going for seconds and thirds, and, it never ended. So my big challenge was, how do I turn that cup of pasta into enough to feel satisfied? There's a lot involved in how I made that happen, and I think that's part of what these videos are going to be about. And I hope to touch on some of the recipes I make, because they're inexpensive and they're healthier than they used to be. And I also want to talk about the emotional journey that goes with this, because I really thought all of this was about my weight. It was about losing the weight and starting to feel physically healthy. What I've learned is to do this successfully, it's got a lot less to do with losing my weight than it does with getting my emotions in check, finding out the things that have been my roadblocks in the past, working through those things, and feeling like I've successfully put them where they're supposed to be. I think in life, it is very easy to let those challenges and those boulders talk you right out of things that you want to accomplish. And because you're talking yourself out of them, you have excuses, and it makes it easy. But it doesn't make you successful. Successful happens when you face those challenges, you figure out what you need to do to change them, and you learn how to push forward implementing those things in your life every day. It's taking old habits, like, sitting down to a half a pound of pasta at a meal, and learning that I can have a cup of pasta and walk away and find something productive to do, or find something that makes me feel happy, and I don't miss the rest of that half a pound that I used to eat. So I guess my biggest message, and the reason I'm here today, and the reason I'm starting this, is you don't need a lot of money. You don't need a personal trainer. You don't need a gym. A support group is awesome. You need people in your life that help you get through this. You need people in your life every day that remind you that it's worth it. And I think, for me anyway, it's my relationships that keep me going. I have a grandbaby. I hope to have more. And I want him to know me when I'm older, and I want him to be able to come over and play with his grandma and not watch her sit in a rocking chair growing old. So these things fuel me, and they make me motivated to move forward and to keep going. Before I end this video, let me say that I have been on this journey now since January of 2016, as I said. It is now April of 2017. I am 51 years old, and I will be 52 on April 13th. I've lost 72 pounds, and I now weigh 208. I am looking forward to breaking 200. It will be 24 years since I've seen a number like that. It's already 24 years since I've seen these numbers. And I'm doing it, and I'm living it, And you can do it too. And I want you to join me. So take a deep breath. Let's do this together. And more videos to come. Have a great day. This is Mama Rosie's Corner.